The next thing I want to talk about is entitlement. And in particular, we found some information about entitled teens.
Yeah. We need to talk, I think, a little bit about where this one comes from.
Okay. And it comes from the idea that some children feel like they should have position and status just based on their family heritage.
Mm-hmm. And this is one of the areas where I find more and more parents have a lot of frustration as they tell their children, no, you can't have, or no, you can't go, or you didn't do what I asked you to do. And the kids just have a sense that I am owed. Yep. What do you mean? You can't tell me. I mean, they almost give you that. You can't tell me no. Oh, yes, I can. Watch me. And this is where parents really can get on that edge, and you'll just watch the parent melt down in front of the child who, is remaining calm. We're trying to get you to do the reverse thing here and let the child melt down and you stay calm.
I had found something, and then we had paraphrased it, written it up, but it goes something like this. I, King Thomas IV, hereby decree that because you are my exalted child by birthright, that you can have anything you want. Your rights are unlimited. Mm-hmm. That let no one declare that you should not have anything you want. All things should come to you, and therefore nothing by your effort should ever prevent you from having anything you want. And what this article was talking about is that there are those people that abundantly give to their children way too much because, maybe they're blessed with prosperity. Maybe they're blessed with finances. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, by giving this abundance to that child begins to believe that by their position and status, they're entitled to have everything. And we call that bad entitlement. So let me give you an idea about what good entitlement is, if you will. As a human, you deserve your equal share. At getting ahead as a kid, you have the right to be loved, the right to be protected, the right to be cared for, the right to be treated as if you are, as if you do belong to this family, and with that have certain privileges. Mm-hmm. That's what we call good entitlement.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Our issue is often with bad entitlement, where a child begins to believe that I am special. And because I am special, I deserve more than what others deserve. And when I don't get what I want, I will complain, I will gripe, I will yell, I will scream, and I'll cause a great deal of pain and suffering on others.
Until I do get what I want.
Until I do get, yeah. And sometimes we call those spoiled kids.
Absolutely. That would be a term I would apply to that.
When I've run into that, you may have heard me say this in the past, but I call it a parentectomy. When I get a child that has this notion of entitlement, if I can get the parent out of their involvement with the kid, the child begins to settle down into understanding, wait a second, I'm not godlike. I'm not spiritually or physically or emotionally, or I don't have status that's above anybody else.
Yeah. But the parent has to really, really, really work through this feeling of guilt that they aren't just giving to their child. I mean, it's the parental issue, not the kid issue.
Yeah. And unfortunately, bad entitlement is a web that's created by the parents because the kids get what they want. If they don't get it as entitlement, they'll get it because they act out. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, when we've witnessed this type of thing occurring, typically it's not the child that's got the problem, it's the parent that's got the problem because they need to learn better skills at least giving their child this notion that, you don't deserve everything by a birthright.
Right.
It's okay to have a desire to have good things.
Sure.
But to expect it, now that's an issue.
Mm-hmm. Entitlement can be multi-generational too.
How is that?
Because when I tell my kids no, and grandma and grandpa will get it for them.
Oh my God, yes.
Again, the child.
Mom and dad, sure.
And they'll throw that at you. Well, if you won't get it for me, I'll just talk to grandma and she'll buy it for me.
Yeah, and we've seen parents complicate issues, if you will, when the child can't do homework or the child can't get things done for school. They'll write a little note so that the parent entitles the child to not do the same responsibilities other children do because they lie for them.
Sure, and if we were an adult, we'd call that enabling.
That's true. and it gets
here we are. We're enabling a 6-year-old. I couldn't get her homework done with her, and so she didn't get her homework done.
We read a story recently, and it was kind of striking where the parent. The child was missing school 3 or 4 days, and the school called the parent to say, "Where's the child been?"
Child?
And what was the?
And the mother said, "Well, she refuses to go to school until she has the designer jeans and shoes that all the other kids are wearing, and I don't get paid until Friday. So on Friday, I'm going to go buy her these things, and she'll be back in on Monday.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, and the parents buying into this. Stop. Put her in the car in her pajamas. Take her to school.
Another thing, if you will, as we are looking towards, establishing better rules for kids, we're going to talk a little bit about family contracts.
Yeah.
Because, our perception is that family contracts work. And when we come back from a commercial break, I want to give you some ideas or guidelines of what a family contract might be